continues.
Ooh, force speed. Greater wolf's blood. That's cool.
Push on to the inn. Rest and resupply await you. The place is a little worse for wear, but familiar nonetheless. Precious relics remind us of a time before the end. Something to ease the rigors of the road. Listen, practice, improve. Your coach must be maintained if it is to carry you where you must go.
Layers. Or layers. War. Naked and afraid. Inedible trinket combat start.
The farms and fields of our kingdom, overrun with putrescence and rot.
I don't know what to think about that game. For the first time in my life, I don't know what to think. I like it and I don't. Feels weird.
The rancid crop grows unchecked and abhorrent.
It really feels weird. Oh, that's a new map. We got a new map.
When deliberation is exhausted, trust your instincts. Let us hope the madman's scrounging has borne fruit.
the... Can't sell stuff also. I don't know what to do with items you can't sell. What am I fighting with now? I think this die. Sure.
Help impeccably timed. A righteous action.
Hate the trinkets. Hate their guts. Useless. Most of them completely useless. You can easily play without. Debuff resist. 5%. Controlling this horse is fucking impossible. Oblivion's ingress. No. Can I just... I can't even escape. Fuck you, game. Fuck you. Fuck you, game. I mean it, fuck you. They all reduce damage. I really don't know why they all reduce damage. think there is a
Slow
dead door
suffering
too.
begins.
Yeah, that's a lot of stress.
Mistimed, misdirected.
Okay, now there's a dead door.
Steady yourself.
I just don't see winning this, okay, without casualties. I just don't see how to win this without casualties.
Let us hope to finish this quickly.
And I doubt I'm doing something wrong, okay?
In crisis, we can rely only upon each other. The slow suffering begins. A little help impeccably timed. A miscalculation, perhaps.
Yeah.
A little help impeccably timed. Two facets of the same stone, never one without the other. Empowered, emboldened. Another impediment.
Would have been far worse. Unlocks the potential of cultist trinkets.
The loathing abates. We must keep moving.
I could finish up this mess. Final part. See what he receives.
We must understand the past if we are ever to be free of it.
Final part.
Chapter 5. Shackled. The lifeless bodies of a woman and child, horribly mutilated by errant gunfire, stared spectrally through the remnants of the coach door. Arrested by the ghoulish sight, he felt the cold chains of remorse tighten around his heart. Guilt was a pursuer he could never outrun, a prison he would never escape.
Double cross. And double tap. 30% more damage when target HP is lower than 30%. Ignores 10% of resist. For death's door. I unlocked everything for him, by the way. That's all with Highwayman. All skills over here. Like this.
In this world,
I said I want to play it safe, and I'll try to play it safe. Hero Shrine again. We go. We unlock someone else. We'll see who though. What the fuck is that shit? Lady. Lord. Dear Lord. Dear Lord. Blight resistant. Stress. No bleed resist. You got that, you all tier 2 What are you then? Tier 3. Fuck you, game.
In crisis, we can rely only upon each other.
Eats a corpse. Enables a powerful skill corpulent. He needs to die.
Anxiety foments insidious fears.
You get the fuck out. I got buff. I got resist.
A little help impeccably timed.
Disgusting, this game. Disgusting.
Welcome relief from caustic agony.
Shit, thank God you missed for once.
A righteous action. A little help impeccably timed.
It ended. Shit. No rewards for all of this. 5 rounds to clear them. Who the fuck thought of this? Shrine of Reflection. Ah, we pick someone else now. What if I pick this boss again? I wonder. Because he is full, by the way. What happens then? I'm stronger for having relieved my past. I want to discover some. I think you get some buffs or something like that. Let's go with Hellion.
Chapter 1. The Eve of Glory. She was young to join the war band, but any who challenged her readiness were met with clenched fists and violent indignation. Having bloodied the last of her detractors, the matter was considered finally settled. On the eve of battle, she joined her clanmates in a raucous celebration, her stein and her spirits overflowing with abundance.
Bleed out. We got to the hospital.
If you hope to heal, you have chosen wisely. They thrill to the succulent flavor that grows up from some nightmare pit far beneath the earth.
I'm gonna go to unknown. Feast. Out. Fucking out.
A simple choice. At least it should be.
There's a lair on the right, on the left. Nu gör till det right. So we'll reach the end. Unyielding enemies. 20% dead door resist. That's what they are. Shit, you're blinded and you crit. What a fucking lie, this game.
Breakthrough. Animus grows in proportion to mounting pressure.
Gives me shit trinkets. Getting close to the end of the map. We're not that bad. Solid with health.
Facing oblivion, these folks have kept their honor. Have you?
We give them 6 relics, we get flame, food, mixed loot, and a coach.
The Wainwright awaits, eager to ply his trade.
Way too long roads, okay, from in to in. pins were a bit closer, then it's a different story, but this is so fucking... I'm gonna go to the middle.
Onward, while there is still time.
There is a lair on the left. I just can't.
Pillaging brigands, enriching themselves as the world collapses.
What are you now? Infectious enemies.
The slow suffering begins.
Excellent work.
Abandoned or forgotten, it is ours now.
Game just doesn't give you enough resources, okay? What's the point into these traders along the way when you don't have resources? Just bullshit. What the fuck are you now? What is this? Butcher. Livestock. We got shuffled. Yeah, we got shuffled card. Holy shit, that damage. You get the fuck out. What? Yeah, I can eat that shit.
On to the next. A brilliant conclusion. The smallest variable can make all the difference. A righteous action.
Guardian. Proceed to the next battle. So we can finally see the boss. Advance. Advance. Oh my god, that ain't the boss, goddammit. They're just getting harder and harder.
In crisis, we can rely only upon each other. brilliant conclusion.
Oh, pieces of shit. That was painful.
Steady yourself.
But fuck. And I hate on him. Should have missed.
Animus grows in proportion to mounting pressure.
You can advance even more. And the next reward is gonna be an unforgettable trinket. The Dark Impulse is equipped 40% maximum HP. No, I just can't. I can't. Simple as that.
Scavenge what you can, and be off once more.
It really takes a lot to see the boss, okay? I could have seen the boss now, but I would fail in the run. Finally reached the end. First time without consequences.
Rest tonight, under the mountain's unblinking gaze.
the means of mastery.
See if I can buy something for the
Conventional
stress.
fare, but fairly
I'm not
priced.
that bad now.
A bit of comfort on the road to damnation.
16. They're just expensive, I can do shit. It doesn't give you enough of these bubbles. Those prices are bullshit. Don't see a way to do it at all. Stress. Just a minute.
Learn what can be taught, that you may stand just a little taller at the end.
I need to daze the target if I want to stun the target with the rampart. And I need to upgrade rampart if I want to stun. For fucking me up.
Each improvement, a new variable in the equation of your fate. This will serve well.
Never seen this, the tango. Anti-commerce. 500 hope.
Mud and rain, resignation and death. This land is truly barren.
Let's see.
War rewards only resignation. Destiny will not be denied.
We go towards academic study.
Rummage through the shelves, laden with echoes of indistinct ideas.
Printed chance. Mixed stress, mixed work. Less flame. Get the fuck out. Way too big penalties for a trinket. Way too big.
They stand guard even now, deathless and dreaming.
Bishop.
Cooperation is the key.
Empowered, emboldened.
Holy shit, they swing with that.
In crisis, we can rely only upon each other.
Steady yourself. Excellent work.
Death's Door, these are tier 2s. What the fuck? You're shitting me, are you?
Early results are encouraging.
Just hits this mass and that's it.
Insidious fears.
The smallest variable can make all the difference. One less obstacle in our path.
100% scout chance for a horde. Holy shit. Shambler. Fucking Shrine fighting Shambler again. Already killed one Shambler, that's good enough for today.
Echoes of humanity, twisted by hopelessness. Lethality writ large.
Yeah, I know I need to stress heal, but with what? With fucking what? I used everything I got for stress healing.
A breakthrough.
No, I don't have spells for stress heal with Black Doctor yet.
Cooperation is the key.
Mío. He's invisible, I can do shit.
Steady yourself.
You're unbelievable. He's gonna escape. Go for the unknown.
You will fight so that others may flee.
This.
Cooperation is the key.
One less obstacle in our path.
While the heart still beats, desire will never die.
You know what it seems like they did from Darkest Dungeon 1 to this one? They nerfed all skills and they buffed enemies.
Another
That's how they made it hard.
cleared with impunity.
Story Bark Resist Flee 07, whatever the fuck that is. Don't lose a thing like this.
Chaos must be met with unwavering resolve.
I know, but there is no exploration, there is no dungeon crawling, okay? There is no management, you don't build anything at all. There is no permadeath. There are no levels for heroes at all, also.
Think carefully.
Today's oversight is tomorrow's regret.
For now, what I see is only combat, and that's it. Yeah, this is early access, but I don't know how they gonna implement upgrades. Okay, what will you upgrade? You had an entire freaking town to upgrade in Darkest Dungeon 1. This is very bad if they don't change anything. Okay, it's gonna get boring extremely fast. It's like encounter after encounter, you don't have control at all. Zero control. What will you get once you get bored from animations and from doing this?
Resentment. The slowest and deadliest poison of them all.
Great.
Emptied of mind and spirit by some existential shock, the poor devils roam aimlessly amidst the trees.
I'm telling you how I see it. So far. Okay. So, my first impression after 6 hours, and there is no other way but to compare to Darkest Dungeon 1. Darkest Dungeon 1, you had like 5, 6, even more buildings to upgrade. Then you upgraded weapons, then you upgraded skills. In a lot of different levels, okay, from level, what was it, 1 to 5 with skills. Then there was upgrades when resting with the wood, alright. Then there were limited usages, then there was dungeon crawling, okay, then there were multiple maps for different rewards that stay with you in terms of trinkets and similar bullshit. There were straight on provisions that you needed when you started dungeon crawling. Torches, food, meds, I don't know, bandages, and so on and so forth. Then there were items that were needed for interactions, so you can get even better rewards. Alright. None of that, everything that I said, nothing is in Darkest Dungeon 2. Nothing. You had to keep what was it? You had to keep paying attention on your light, on your torches. There is like a mechanic of light here, but that's like 10% of how serious it was in Darkest Dungeon. In Darkest Dungeon 1. Every aspect that I liked from Darkest Dungeon 1 is actually removed in Darkest Dungeon 2. Absolutely every aspect there is. Nothing remained, only combat remained. There is the stagecoach, but I already hate the stagecoach. I mean it's gonna get boring extremely fast. Plus, it takes time, okay? It takes a lot of time.
The Wainwright awaits, eager to ply his trade.
I expected, you know what I expected? I expected to manage a fucking city, a stupid army. I imagined like Darkest Dungeon 1 on steroids, okay? And we got Darkest Dungeon for mobiles. Like, what the fuck? I don't know, I just expected a better game. Far, far better game. Oh, I can compare with Wrath of the Righteous. I don't want to compare like that. I don't know what needs to happen and what changes need to happen here, okay? I don't know which idea it was. This would be a good tablet game. Maybe the best tablet game ever. Something to play on a mobile. You realize I've been doing the same shit for 6 hours in a row. The combat is hard for the sake of it being hard. But that's about it. I got zero control over the game. I don't have control, okay? I'm so fucking limited in what I can do. Just... I'm very disappointed, to be honest, after 6 hours. I love animations, okay, I love how the game looks like, but... it just lacks content. Not because it's early access, it lacks content, okay, it lacks some management. Something feels off. Okay, something feels extremely off while I'm playing it. I was addicted in like 15 minutes after Darkest Dungeon 1. And here, it's counter to that, okay? No matter how much I play, I don't get addicted by it. I played Iratus. I played them all, people. I played them all. Of course I played Iratus. I know what it is. Yeah, dungeon crawling is what I miss the most also. I mean, the game is called Darkest Dungeon. Where's dungeon crawling? It's not a stagecoach. Whatever the fuck the name should be of the game, the game should be Darkest Dungeon, okay? You need to give us dungeon, not a stagecoach. I wanted to see a fucking dungeon, okay? Dungeon crawling. What are we talking about here? I'm really trying to like the game. I'm trying to understand them why they did all of this. What's the reason for this? And I can't figure it out. My opinion on Iratus. Iratus would be a very good game for me if I haven't spent hundreds of hours into Darkest Dungeon 1. And then I played Slay the Spire. And then I played Monster Train. I just couldn't find strength to play Iratus, okay? It was way too repetitive.
A righteous action.
I know we have no idea, and I know there might be new upgrades and so on, but at least I wanna know it's gonna happen, because if the game remains like this, it's a huge downgrade from Darkest Dungeon 1. It's really a huge downgrade. There's nothing to talk about. I'm driving a stupid coach, okay, with even worse controls. Those horses are bloody brain dead. And the name of the game is Dungeon. Darkest Dungeon. And we're in the middle of a fucking forest with a horse.
Animus grows in proportion.
I want to play in a fucking dungeon. I want to see dungeon crawling. I wanna see interactions, like in Darkest Dungeon 1. With huge rewards and huge penalties. There's none of that in this game, people. None. Swear to God, it's only hard for the sake of it being hard, nothing else.
In crisis, we can rely only upon each other.
I don't know. I don't know how they managed to mess up like this.
In crisis, no gain is insignificant.
It's like, you know what was the biggest difference between 1 and 2? In 1 you had a purpose. Like, I want that fucking relic so I can go to level 3 dungeon instead of playing level 1. Then I want those 12 paintings to upgrade to specific gear or specific trinket or specific level so I can play the longest dungeons, level 4 or level 5, okay? And it had that, you know, like a bait. You're like a fish and the game is like a bait, okay? And it kept baiting you with constant rewards in return. There is no bait in Darkest Dungeon 2. There's only this fucking stagecoach. And I hate controls for it. I can't even explain how bad controls for the stagecoach are. Disgusting controls. These are interactions that were supposed to be in a dungeon.
Plague Doctor. Chapter 1. The Good Student.
I'm really disappointed. I really am.
Brilliant and bold, her unconventional theories created nothing short of a scandal in her 4th year. The mocking whispers and scornful glares of her peers and professors had an ironically invigorating effect on her extracurricular experiments. The mysteries of the human body, of life and death itself, hovered just above her scalpel's reach. If only she could acquire a corpse of sufficient freshness.
No, it doesn't feel like a DLC. It doesn't feel like a DLC of Darkest Dungeon 1. It feels like a mini game inside Darkest Dungeon 1. The thing I really miss here, and the thing that's actually off the most, and what really bugs me, is the lack of progression. There is like 0 rewards for progression. I have a feeling like I'm sitting in one spot for 6 hours in a row, and I've been playing non-stop, and I wasn't failing at all that much, okay? I killed a Shambler. I gained shit. I just gained shit. I gained nothing at all. They wanted to simplify Darkest Dungeon. And they wanted to keep that difficulty, okay? No, you can't. It needs to be complex to have difficulty.
At least it should be.
It just needs to be complex. Because what's the point? Casuals won't play this, alright? They're gonna try 1-2 fights that they're gonna realize they're gonna get stumped. And they won't play. And then players that like Darkest Dungeon 1, they're also not gonna play because they're gonna get bored after 5 hours. There is no progression. So you didn't accommodate casual players, you didn't accommodate players that are there from the start. Non-stop the same shit, okay? Non-stop. I don't even have control out of all of these items, okay? You need to be in an inn to use them. And the main problem is, from the start, okay? Like from here, gates to the next 10, you need like a bit less than an hour, 45 minutes or so, okay? A fucking lot. It's really a lot. There's like nothing to do, only drive the coach, fight, drive, fight. Ambush, you know, whatever you turn, same combat non-stop, same encounter non-stop, without a reason. And for some reason, for them to make it harder, they do this, okay? Now they're Gargunta, alright, now they got 30% maximum HP. When I encounter them next time, they're gonna have, I don't know, 10% more damage. When I encounter them next time, they're gonna have speed. Okay. The game is a huge mess right now. Like, come on, be honest. You've been watching for hours now. How many times you've seen this fight? I told you what changes, only the stats on the upper left corner. That's what changes. Numbers.
Early results are encouraging. Excellent work.
This wound, at least, has been tended to. Cruelty and callousness have claimed dominion here.
A righteous action.
No, you just get fights along the road and that's it. Until you reach the end. Back and forth, back and forth. Telling you, I got zero control, okay? About everything, about leveling, about items, about Even about combat, I got zero control.
The work continues. Messy, but effective. An inkling of potency still lingers in some of these well-worn relics.
Percent stun resist trinket. The darkest coach. There is no way we need to fight. How long have I been playing now? 6 hours. Been playing for 6 hours. There is no way to bring the light up also, like, a lot. Provisions don't even exist for light.
Excellent work. Steady yourself.
And this shit when I just decide to go fucking crazy.
Cooperation is the key.
Wasn't like stress in Darkest Dungeon 1 to 100. Now it's 10. I'm telling you, this is a mobile version of the game. That's the only logic.
A little help, impeccably timed.
Yeah, visually the game looks great. It really looks great.
Cruelty and callousness have claimed dominion here.
These idiots had a good relationship and now they're hateful. When you reach maximum stress, your character in Darkest Dungeon in Darkest Dungeon 1 could die from a stress. Okay, and he was stressing the others. Here, when they reach maximum amount of stress, they don't die, they just start arguing among themselves and the stress resets. A lot of bad choices. A lot of bad choices from the devs. The only good thing about the game is graphics, art. narration also.
Mistimed, misdirected.
Instead of a constant progression, okay, and instead of permadeath and everything, you get a fucking turn-based roguelite. They made it into roguelite. I don't know why, but they made it into
A
roguelite.
little help, impeccably timed.
Fuck. Just fuck. I wasn't hyped about it.
In crisis, we can
For some
rely
reason, I don't
only
know why,
upon
but
each
I never
other.
was hyped about it. I love Darkest Dungeon 1. I have hundreds of hours in it. And I'm extremely disappointed. No, you got other characters too. You have zero control over them, okay? There is no leveling like in Darkest Dungeon 1, goddammit. Alright. Let me show you something. Ugh. I'll show you now. So you can actually see all the differences. Like, I need to see it also so I can actually compare. Alright. I need to see it also. This video of mine was made on 11th March 2019. Right.
RPG. So, I was one of the very few people that finished the game in its early state. That was back in 2016.
On strict mod.
And the game was
Back on Darkest Dungeon
harder
on strict
back
mod.
then, you know, or better to say, it wasn't balanced like now. You know.
And in such case,
So-
complete the game under 99 weeks, I think.
Back
Yeah,
then,
99
victory
weeks.
such as it. So, let's start with
Darkest Dungeon 1. Levels. Weapon upgrades, armor upgrades. Darkest Dungeon 2. No levels. Only one skill upgrade, no armor upgrades, no weapon upgrades. So far. Alright, so far. We go further. Buildings, relieve stress. Guild, upgrade damage for different skills. Alright, that's also missing. Trinkets, items, provisions, buildings, all of this that you can build for different things that you can get. Look at the amount of fucking trinkets and how clear it is. The more I see this game, the more I realize that it's 10 times better. That's why I was playing it for hundreds of hours. Main map, choices, go everywhere. Crawl, because it's a dungeon crawler, not a fucking stagecoach. Alright, it's Darkest Dungeon. Reach the dungeon. It had concept, okay. Then rewards down here. Alright. Fucking rewards. You know. Skills, quirks on left, right, what's bad, what's not. We gotta compare it now when I'm done with the fight. Dungeon crawling, map while you crawl. It looks a lot worse in terms of combat when you see combat from here and when you see this. Alright, it really looks 10 times better, but that's it just looks better. That's it looks better. But so many different things are missing.
A little help impeccably timed. Steady yourself. Another impediment, cleared with impunity. One less obstacle in our path.
It's missing a lot. A lot.
In crisis, we can rely only upon each other.
You see how they compensate the difficulty in Darkest Dungeon 2? I'll show you again. You see this? Garguntan enemies, 30% maximum HP without a reason. Alright. Without a reason at all. They just ram their HP up. And that's how they balance the difficulty, I guess. Lazy. That's fucking lazy. And you have zero options and zero control over everything. That's just lazy.
Lethality writ large. The slow suffering begins.
No, this is a classic mobile roguelike. Darkest Dungeon 2. Well, Darkest Dungeon 1 is a classic dungeon crawler.
Lethality writ large. The slow suffering begins. Let us hope they find peace. A slow dissection. An unavoidable end.
I'm telling you, it's just hard for the sake of it being hard.
However painful, is the greatest teacher of all.
Dark Impulse is equipped. And there's the Dark Impulse, then you gain plus 7 to speed. Give me a break, please. When, after 2 hours of playing and not dying, you're gonna give me plus 7 to speed? I'm very close to the end. And yeah, they also gave you the option not to see the boss. You can advance and advance and advance without fighting bosses. I completely forgot about that mechanic, okay? So now we're gonna fucking compare this and this. Alright. combat skills. You only get the icons like this. Well, here you will get upgrades for all of those skills. Inventory 2. Stats. Everything is better in Darkest Dungeon 1. Absolutely everything. They miss around 10 features, if not even more. What happens when you abandon instead of losing characters that die? They never die, basically. It's roguelike.
The flame grows stronger. Do not despair.
I received
There
3
is
levels.
nobility in the attempt.
And I unlock a jester. So finally there will be no more stress. It's a loop that goes around in cycles. Every time it's the same.
Stagnant and sprawling. This hellish abyss extends beyond sanity itself.
The house on the borderlands, half swallowed by the stain. You have cowered in your crumbling denial long enough. The crossroads.
There'll be a lot of
People
pissed
step
off people
forward
with this
into the
game, you
light.
know. A lot of them. Oh, the nerve jester.
Hunted, harried, a fugitive seeking to outpace the past. Indiscriminate science stains the surgeon's hands. The leaves fall, never to grow again.
I don't know what to think, you know, after 6 hours now. It became repetitive after 6
Put it to
hours.
good use. Between semesters, we would spend our days rambling the woods, talking excitedly of esoteric theory and ancient mysteries. In crisis, no gain is insignificant. You can feel it, a change in the air. Each gravestone is more than a failure. It is a promise to do better.
How much time they actually take away from you because of the stagecoach and the traveling? Every time. Jester looks nice now. Jester really looks nice. Animations are great in the game. I can't say anything bad about animations.
Are you shaken?
Combat is really
There is so
satisfying,
much worse in store.
but everything else is a failure.
We would come here in summers of years gone to write, think, and rest. Spend what you can, for wealth no longer has meaning. If indeed it ever did. A bit of comfort on the road to damnation. The next stop is leagues away. Plan accordingly.
Same shit, not stop.
The tainted crop continues to spread its tendrils of rot and pestilence. The rancid crop grows unchecked and abhorrent. He chatters incoherently, but his prices remain fixed.
They give you the hoarder, they don't give you resources. That's like 10 times in a row now. They're doing that shit to me.
We must keep moving. Who will face the half-remembered horrors of their past?
That was of the best. Jester.
Chester, Chapter 1. Some strange melody. He was a layabout without aspiration or purpose, content to loiter on street corners, languidly busking for passers-by. Roughly ushered from the bustling commercial blocks, he wandered the forgotten corners of the city. An intoxicating melody drifted over a nearby cemetery wall, and he stumbled deliriously amongst the tombstones in search of the performer.
Layout. Descriptions are also lacking. For everything. For every fucking spell in the game, descriptions are lacking. They need to add a lot of descriptions. Stagecoach dungeon. How should we call the game? No Darkest Dungeon.
An unexpected find.
I can give you an entire feedback, you know, after only 6 hours. It doesn't look good at all. I mean, it looks good, but that's all there is. It just looks good. It's a huge downgrade from Darkest Dungeon 1. Huge downgrade.
Steady yourself.
Reflex. And you know what also feeling I get? It's harder, but it's harder in a stupid way harder than Darkest Dungeon 1. Darkest Dungeon 1 gave you those few first short dungeons to get used to the game, to get a few levels, to upgrade your weapons, your armor, to gain some new skills, and then it starts throwing bosses at you, okay? Here, they just fucking throw everything they got at you with buffed up stats while you are on that low level. Here you go, play 500 times in a row cause it's roguelike and pray for some good RNG. That's just bad. Bad. Bad as it gets.
Steady yourself. Steady yourself. confronting the past, we learn to face the future.
Like, you know that you end the fight, they give you mastery points. You can never
The
use them.
loathing festers.
Once you die, they reset. You don't even have that, you know, achievement, reward, risk reward,
Destiny
okay?
will not be denied.
They just reset everything you did and off you go. Don't know why they changed the entire game so much. They had a fucking great game. They should just stick with that old recipe and that's it. Alright. They tried to create something new and it's fucking disgusting. Just look at it. What's the point of this stagecoach? What's the point of this? Where's the fun in this? Where's the fun in this?
An elementary problem, is it not? Stumbling and grasping.
These idiots, they keep getting
Shadows
stressed
of
out
what they once
while
were.
we're inside the stagecoach.
Excellent work. Persistence will overcome even the greatest of threats. The slow suffering begins. A little help, impeccably timed. Another impediment, cleared with impunity. The loathing festers.
Oh man, such a disappointment. What the fuck is this? Cycles. I had 9 runs. So, gonna unlock Leper next. Then we're gonna unlock Occultist. Don't get the idea behind this at all. What did they wanna do? Fuck if I know. Just fuck if I know what they wanted to do with this. Guys, that's gonna be it for today. It's nearly 2 a.m. and I'm done. All in all, that Darkest Dungeon 2 was really a disappointment. There is something Darkest Dungeon 2 experimental. Wherever the fuck experimental is. I don't know. But all in all,